Nice job on your quiz. Now it's time for a story. Bread and Jam for Francis by Russell Hoban. Pictures by Lillian Hoban. It was breakfast time and everyone was at the table. Father was eating his egg. Mother was eating her egg. Gloria was sitting in a high chair and eating her egg too. Francis was eating bread and jam. "What a lovely egg," said Father. "If there is one thing I am fond of for breakfast, it is a soft-boiled egg." "Yes," said Mother. "It's just the thing to start the day off right." "Ah," said Gloria and ate up her egg. Frances did not eat her egg. She sang a little song to it. She sang very softly. "I do not like the way you slide. I do not like your soft inside. I do not like you lots of ways, and I could go for many days without eggs." "What did you say, Frances?" asked Father. "Nothing," said Frances, spreading jam on another slice of bread. "Why do you keep eating bread and jam?" asked Father, "when you have a lovely soft-boiled egg?" "One of the reasons I like bread and jam," said Frances, "is that it does not slide off your spoon in a funny way." "Well, of course," said Father, "not everyone is fond of soft-boiled egg for breakfast, but there are other kinds of eggs. There are sunny-side up and sunny-side down eggs." "Yes," said Frances, "but sunny-side up eggs lie on the plate and look up at you in a funny way. And sunny-side down eggs just lie on their stomachs and wait." "What about scrambled eggs?" said Father. "Scrambled eggs fall off the fork and roll under the table," said Frances. "I think it's time for you to go to school now," said Mother. Frances picked up her books, her lunchbox, and her skipping rope. Then she kissed Mother and Father goodbye and went to the bus stop. While she waited, she skipped and sang, "Jam on biscuits, jam on toast. Jam is the thing that I like the most. Jam is sticky, jam is sweet, jam is tasty, jam's a treat. Raspberry, strawberry, gooseberry, I'm very fond of jam." That evening for dinner, Mother cooked breaded veal cutlets with string beans and baked potatoes. "Ah," said Father, "what is there handsomer on a plate and tastier to eat than breaded veal cutlet?" "It is a nice dish, isn't it?" said Mother. "Eat up the string bean, Gloria." "Oh," said Gloria, and ate it up. She had already eaten her dinner of strained beef and sweet potatoes, but she liked to practice with the string bean when she could. "Where do breaded veal cutlets come from?" asked Frances. "And why are French-cut stringless beans called string beans?" "We can talk about that another time," said Father. "Now it's time to eat our dinner." Frances looked at her plate and sang, "What do cutlets wear before they're breaded? Flannel nightgowns, cowboy boots, furry jackets, sailor suits." Then she spread jam on a slice of bread and took a bite. "She won't try anything new," said Mother to Father. "She just eats bread and jam." "How do you know what you'll like if you won't even try anything?" asked Father. "Well," said Frances, "there are many different things to eat, and they taste many different ways. But when I have bread and jam, I always know what I'm getting, and I'm always pleased." "You try new things in your school lunches," said Mother. "Today I gave you a chicken salad sandwich." "There now," said Father. "Wasn't it good?" "Well," said Frances, "I traded it to Albert." "For what?" said Father. "Bread and jam," said Frances. Next morning at breakfast, Father sat down and said, "Now, I call that a pretty sight. Fresh orange juice and a poached egg on toast. There's a proper breakfast for you." "Thank you for saying so," said Mother. "Poached eggs on toast do have a cheery look, I think." Frances began to sing a poached egg song. "Poached eggs on toast, why do you shiver with such a funny little quiver?" Then she looked down and saw that she did not have a poached egg. "I have no poached egg," said Frances. "I have nothing but orange juice." "I know," said Mother. "Why is that?" said Frances. "Everybody else has a poached egg. Even Gloria has a poached egg. She's nothing but a baby." "But you do not like eggs," said Mother, "and that is why I did not poach one for you. Have some bread and jam if you're hungry." So Frances ate bread and jam and went to school. When the bell rang for lunch, Frances sat down next to Albert. "What do you have today?" said Frances. "I have a cream cheese, cucumber, and tomato sandwich on rye bread," said Albert. and a pickle to go with it, and a hard-boiled egg, and a little cardboard shaker of salt to go with that, and a thermos bottle of milk, and a bunch of grapes, and a tangerine, and a cup of custard, and a spoon to eat it with. What do you have? Frances opened her lunch. Bread and jam, she said, and milk. You're lucky, said Albert. That's just what you like. Now you don't have to trade. That's right, said Frances. And I had bread and jam for dinner last night and breakfast this morning. Well, you certainly are lucky, said Albert. Yes, said Frances. I am a very lucky girl, I guess. But I'll trade if you want to. That's all right, said Albert. I like cream cheese with cucumbers and tomato on rye. Albert took 2 napkins from his lunch. He tucked one under his chin, and the other he put on his desk like a tablecloth. He arranged his lunch neatly on the napkin. With his spoon, he cracked the shell of the egg. He peeled it away and bit off the end. He sprinkled salt on the yolk and set the egg down again. He unscrewed his thermos and filled it with milk. Then he was ready to eat his lunch. He took a bite of a sandwich, a bite of pickle, a bite of egg, and a drink of milk. Then he sprinkled more salt on the egg and went around again. Albert made the sandwich, the pickle, the egg, and the milk come out even. He ate his bunch of grapes and his tangerine. He cleared away the crumpled wax paper, the eggshell, and the tangerine peel. He set the cup custard in the middle of the napkin on his desk. He took up his spoon and ate all the custard. Then he folded his napkin and put everything away. He put away his cardboard salt shaker and his spoon. He screwed the cup top back on his thermos bottle. He shut his lunchbox, put it inside his desk, and sighed. I like to have a good lunch, said Albert. Frances ate her bread and jam and drank her milk. Then she went out to the playground and skipped rope. She did not skip as fast as she had in the morning, and she sang jam in the morning, jam at noon, bread and jam by the light of the moon. Jam is very nice. When Frances got home, Mother said, I know you like to have a little snack when you get home, and I have one all ready for you. It's a glass of milk, some nice bread and jam. Aren't you worried that maybe I will get sick and my teeth will fall out from eating all this bread and jam? I don't think that will happen, said Mother. Go ahead and enjoy it. After her snack, Frances went outside to skip rope. She sang a little more slowly than she had at noon. Jam for snacks and jam for meals. I know how a jam jar feels, full of jam. For dinner, Mother cooked spaghetti and meatballs. I'm glad to see there will be enough for second, said Father, because this is my favorite dish. Everyone loves spaghetti and meatballs, said Mother. Try a little, Gloria. Said Gloria, and ate the spaghetti. Frances looked down at her plate and saw that she didn't have spaghetti and meatballs. There was a slice of bread and a jar of jam, and Frances began to cry. Frances is crying, said Mother. What's the matter? Frances looked down at her plate and sang a little song so softly her parents could barely hear her. What I am is tired of jam. I want spaghetti and meatballs, said Frances. May I please have some? Well, I had no idea you liked it, said Mother. Well, how do you know what I like if you won't even let me try, said Frances. So Mother gave her spaghetti and meatballs, and she ate it all up. The next day, at lunchtime, Albert said, What do you have today? Frances said, Well, as she laid a paper doily on her desk and set a tiny vase of violets in the middle. Let me see. She arranged her lunch on the doily. I have a thermos bottle with cream of tomato soup, she said, and a lobster salad sandwich on thin slices of white bread. I have celery, carrot sticks, black olives, and a little cardboard shaker of salt for the celery, and 2 plums and a tiny basket of cherries, and vanilla pudding with chocolate sprinkles and a spoon to eat it with. That's a good lunch, said Albert. I think it's nice that there are all different kinds of lunches and breakfasts and dinners and snacks. I think eating is nice. So do I, said Frances. And she made the lobster salad sandwich, the celery, the carrot sticks, and the olives come out even. Now it's time for Topic Tuesday. I'm sitting in front of my little tiny refrigerator today because we just read Bread and Jam for Frances. So your topic is going to be your dream meal. So I thought I should be in the kitchen near all my food. What would you eat if you could have any meal you want? So you're probably going to have a list for this Topic Tuesday. So remember, in a list, you need a comma after each thing. So if I said, my dream meal would be vegetarian pizza, comma, a fruit salad, comma, pie with whipped cream, comma, and a glass of sparkling cider. And then, of course, I would put my period at the end of my sentence. I'm getting hungry. So today, tell me what your dream meal is. You will probably have a list of multiple items. You might tell me where you would eat your dream meal, or you might tell me who you would eat your dream meal with. Do your best handwriting. Leave your spaces. Don't forget to start each sentence with an uppercase. Have fun, and maybe you'll get to eat that dream meal someday.